Thought of the day. Autism. Yeah, I'm going there. So, I don't believe that it's one of these things that's caused by the vaccines themselves. Maybe it might be from overloading, but after looking at a study from last year, which they haven't gone far enough, what they've done is they've just mapped the U.S. I live in what would be called an average level of autism. I got one cousin whose son's autistic. I mean, I might be mildly on the spectrum, but I'm also 41 years old. But it's like these huge swaths of the East Coast, and then all around Texas and Oklahoma, Kansas is below, and actually Minnesota is below the autism level. And then like a little bit out in like Phoenix and Los Angeles. And they were talking about air pollution. And I was like, well, air pollution is cool and all, but I need you all to look at this graph. It's online. I'll have to find it and I'll put it in the comments when I actually post this video. And by the way, it's February 17th. But the map is really dramatic. It shows which counties have the highest percentage of autism. Now I would like to say, let's go down to the hospital level and show which hospitals have high birth rates of autism. Because then we can identify a lot more as far as, okay, what water are they drinking? What kind of foods are the mothers drinking? Is there a lot of cell phone usage? What kind of things do autistic parents have in common with parents who have never had an autistic child? And let's find these things, these triggers, and use that so that we can help prevent this condition from being, forming in children. Like I said, I don't think it's vaccines, because I got all the shots when I was little. My son got just about every shot that I can imagine. My daughter's got every shot that I can imagine. It's, they're fine. There's some talk about the way they formulated it in the mid-2000, early 2000s, between 2000 and 2010, like they had too many things close together, or something crazy like that, or they changed the formula on the measles. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But we have now a study that was published in at least November of 2024 that shows where the hot spots are. Now that we know where the hot spots are, let's look for those environmental conditions. Is it the PFASs? Is it the forever plastics, the PFAs, and all these other things? I mean, are they all eating tomato sauce out of a can? By the way, like stuff like tomato sauce and stuff like that, that's very acidic. It eats the inside liner of these cans. So that's why you always want to use glass for a lot of things. But is it like Gulf War syndrome, where they had no idea what it was, and then they started thinking like, hey, maybe it was this Diet Coke that we left out in the sun, at 150 degrees, and maybe like all these other things that they were working with. Could have been DU, but it also could have been Diet Coke and the artificial sweeteners breaking down. Let's figure out what it is. And with RFK in there now, I think that we might begin to make a push to find out what these problems are and what causes them. Let's examine every little bit of our health. If we got something in America, in our food supply, that is banned in Europe, maybe it's banned for a reason. Let's have a look. And then at the same time, like, hey, Canada's got like a 200% tariff on U.S. dairy products. Maybe we might want to go back and look at our dairy industry and figure out, hey, is this protectionism, or do we got something seriously wrong? I know starting in the 90s, and I'm pretty sure up till now, we can't import beef from the UK. It's something called mad cow disease. Look it up. History's scary. But from all the sugar that we consume, I'm hopelessly addicted to my Mountain Dews and my energy drinks and all this other stuff. And I pay the price with my teeth. They're ruined. I pay the price with my, I got diabetes. I pay the price with my waistline. It happens. But I can't, go and make life better for my children by making sure that there's no chronic health concerns that are going to haunt them in the future. And that's why I think that we should really be hitting these autism studies and finding the root causes. And the fact that it's not uniform across the country tells me that it's something localized that is in these communities. And you can't say it's race because, Texas is a very, mixed, state. Florida is, pretty, mixed up. But Georgia, right next to Florida, is a hot spot. There's something there. I don't know. Maybe it's lead pipes. Maybe it's, something else. I don't think it's 5G signals because we didn't have 5G, 20 years ago. At the same time, we also got to look at, part of the reason there was a huge explosion in autism rates throughout the 2000s, because I remember hearing these commercials. It'd be like 1 in 100 and something, and then 6 months later, it's 1 in 87. They started rolling all these other disorders under autism, which is fine. It helps get treatment, it helps bring awareness, because maybe Asperger's isn't as common as, nonverbal autism or something, but we need to look at it and figure out, okay, what kind of things are causing this? I got the itchies. I promise, no cocaine. I swear. But what kind of things are really affecting women and babies? Because that's our future. You can say all this shit about this, that, or the other, but women should be feminine and have babies. We need lots of them. More babies. Take it easy, y'all. Bye.